Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism.
Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen. I'm going to skip to this one just because I find it so interesting. Hi, Shannon. Appreciate any advice on how to teach our kids to be aware of environment while they are focused on a task.
Ooh, I like that.
Mine tends to make a beeline to a task. Once he starts the motion, any interruption goes unheard. This sometimes can be social or safety issue. Thank you. Your show is amazing. And
Evelyn started when she was a toddler. You know, it's Evelyn's birthday today.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's amazing.
I love that her name is coming up a lot.
Yeah.
So, yes, so this is, yes, so there's lots of things you can do. The way that I would handle this is that first of all, great, because your child's problem is sort of the opposite of everybody else's. Like, it's wonderful that your child is, this is easier to solve than the reverse. The reverse would be you give the child an instruction and every little noise distracts the child and they never get to their task. So this is great. So you have it that your child is really super focused. So now what you want to do is you want to start introducing distractions, or let's say other types of things that are happening in his environment. What did you call them? I don't know, environmental interruptions, let's say. And so you'll start with something very loud and really in his face. So in other words, he's on his way to manage a task. You step in front of him and you ask him a question, whatever, or you step in front of him and something, I don't know, show him something, whatever it is, interrupt his task in some way, and then let him resume. And then after that, you do like an interruption that is slightly less intrusive. So instead of stepping in front of him, you now literally stand in the path of his task and you call his name and you ask him a question. And you basically keep doing these things gradually until you're reducing your own intrusion and he is able to look at you but continue, or answer you and continue. There's actually a lesson in skills for this. I forget the name of it. I think it's called dual attention. It's in the attention area, which is in the executive functioning area, and I forget what we named it, but this has to do with, this is actually a very important task. It has to do with being able to interrupt your attention to something. So like you're watching TV, be able to stop and listen to mom and then resume watching TV. So it's called set shifting in your brain, and it involves the concept of being able to go back and forth quickly, right? So like for instance, right now that Shannon and I are talking and I'm talking to you guys, I'm also in my brain attending to a lot of environmental factors because my brain can set shift. For example, I can see myself on a screen that's over there. I can see a sort of aroma thing over there. You know, like there's a million things, but I'm not attending to them. I'm attending to what I'm doing. And so we refer to this as saliency, so that the person is able to attend to the most important thing. A lot of times with our kids, when they're task-oriented, they either have to focus on the task or they get completely distracted by environmental factors. So the fact that your child can focus on a task is great. Now you start introducing environmental factors. You start with the most intrusive and you gradually reduce them so that they're just environmental factors. They're in the background. And then you ask your child questions about them. Now don't forget, you want to test it, right? So the question that you first ask him when you step in his path, later after many episodes and you've now shaped yourself out or faded yourself out, you'll be like, hey, Sonny, what day is it today or something? And you're in the background and your child by now will have learned to kind of like pay attention to you and then continue their task. Really simple
Love that.
fading program.
And for my husband, in case you happen to be watching right now, this is exactly what I did to you about playing video games when we were dating before we got married.
Yeah, okay, great.
Because my husband, when we
wouldn't
first started
respond.
dating, he was like, "Oh, I like to play video games. Is that going to be a problem for you?" And I
Yeah.
said, "No, it's not a problem for me. I come from a long family of people. My mother played video games.
Yeah.
I mean, come on." And I said, "The only thing is like, if I need to talk to you, like." You know, I
Yeah.
want you to pause it and have a conversation. And it's one of the things I love the most about my husband is that if he's doing something and I say, hey, he immediately pauses and gives me his full attention and is aware of the stuff around him. So
Right.
yes, honey, it's not your imagination. I did this with you. Because ABA, as you said, works all over the place.
Doesn't it?
And I would
It
always reinforce it and go, oh, that's so wonderful. That makes me feel like you care when you pause your game and talk to me. And, you know, it's a
awesome.
good thing.